going on, everybody? This is Brandon down here at Snake River Fly. I got another fly tying tutorial here for you. This one is another streamer pattern. Larry has been a very busy boy in the back, and we have 10 new colors of kilowatt. We're going to show you a couple different versions of this, but playing basically with color fading flies, you get a little more realism, a little more depth, some stuff that'll work for whether it's salt, like red fishing, trout around here, you're heading to Alaska looking to chase cohos, that kind of stuff. A little bit of everything, but just to kind of show you here some of the different blends that we have going on, using multiple different colors and kind of getting them to fade through. Hook I have in the vise is going to be a little more geared towards maybe some trout water, stuff like that. Definitely want to beef the hook up if you're going to be chasing some saltfish and stuff like that. But this is the big nymph here in a number 6. I have some large lead eyes already pre-attached right up here on the front end, right where it starts to bend towards your tie-in point. You can use whatever eye you want. This is just what I had handy here. These guys, by placing this here, either A, you're going to get if stripped, a jigging motion, or it actually rides very level if you swing it. The other cool part is that you could ride it underneath an indicator as well if you wanted to. So we got some 6/0 wax thread here already on the hook shank, and we're gonna wrap this down to right where it starts to bend, and it's hanging there with the barb. One of our first new colors here at Kilowatt is our fire shrimp. We're gonna take a small portion of that to create the tail, like so. I'm just going to stack that back and forth in my fingers here just to get all those fibers to line up, get a nice taper. And then I'm going to go ahead and tie this in. I'm going to have about 3/4 of my clump here hanging out the back, and then about 1/4 up the front here. A few securing wraps, and then I'm going to take my hand or my fingers here, and I'm going to kind of roll this around the shank just so it envelops all of it. And then I'm going to bring my wraps forward to about the midpoint of the shank, and then comb back this remaining fiber into like a bullet head. A couple wraps there on top. I'm going to put my hand on top of my wrap here and jump this forward. That way it doesn't slip off. And then just build up a little bit of a thread dam here, kind of hold that into place, right? So we have this really nice tapered kind of back end tail, good blueprint for moving forward. We'll pluck out some of these longer ones. Next on the list is going to be the Atoms apple, this color here, kind of a cool olivey tan. We're gonna use that one next, but we're gonna go ahead and create a dubbing loop here. Wrap that back up onto that bump. A couple wraps around it, that closes the loop up. And then I'm gonna advance my thread forward to hang right there behind my eyes. Shepherd's hook, or whatever your favorite tool is, locked in. So we're gonna take a small clump of this out of here. You can see how I kind of pulled it out. It's already kind of pre-sorted by just grabbing the tips there. That way it's basically just ready to go right into your loop. So we're gonna go full length on this one. We're gonna lay this in 50-50, so that way you have, in a sense, 50% of the fibers hanging out both sides. So we stack that in there. What is that, roughly like 1.5 inches, 2 inches or so? And then we're gonna go ahead and grab another clump about the same size. This one I'm gonna stack just a little bit, and then I'm gonna fold it in half and cut it at that 50 point, like so, and then just restack that, cutting that fiber length in half and then putting that in my loop. That way when we spin this up, you're gonna have these longer fibers, and then it'll just taper very nicely up towards the eyes there. Eliminate some trimming, that kind of stuff. So now that we got that all stacked in there, we're gonna make it all nice and even, and then we can start spinning that up. We're gonna spin this until we start watching our thread kind of suck up just a little bit. And then we're gonna come through with our brush And we're just gonna lightly pick that out. We don't wanna go too crazy right out of the gate, just where we don't have this loop all the way tight, just to grab some of those fibers, and then we'll continue to spin that up there. And just get that all brushed out. So it's all nice. So you can see the length down here is a little longer as it comes up. Might come out of the camera angle here, but then you can kind of see it kind of Christmas tree, upside down, or Christmas tree. That would be a Christmas tree, not upside down. So we're going to now kind of pull all this fiber to the back, have it all pointed one direction here, not the boy band. And we will do touching wraps, pulling that fiber back every single time so it lays back super nice and doesn't trap any of those fibers. Bring that up right behind those barbells. Oop, broke it, saved it. A couple wraps behind that. Pull that back, a couple wraps in front. Trim out your excess. And then we'll just kind of clean this head up just a little bit, pulling any of these fibers that are pointed forward, like so. Take your brush, we're gonna brush all this fiber forward. And then back again. By brushing it forward, it kind of helps untrap any fibers that are really, tucked in there. And then just kind of noodle that back like so. You can see by putting it in the loop, the nature of the kilowatt gives you the bulk versus this really straight looking back section here. So you get that nice minnow taper, especially when this stuff gets wet. All right, so now we're going to take some of our Cajun craw laser legs. I'm gonna grab that tab and we're just gonna pull 2 off of this. We're gonna fold that over our thread towards the tire or myself here. And then when we go to make a wrap, we can lock those in. So we'll have 2 legs out each side. Do a few securing wraps and we're just gonna fold that over the top and then capturing that on the other side. I'll take those legs and pull them back to about the 3/4 point of my bug. Trim those there. Adds a little bit of extra movement, breaks up the pattern, lateral line, so on and so forth there. So lastly, we're going to take some zero gravity dub in olive, and we're gonna create another dubbing loop here, a little shorter than that last one. And then we're going to advance the thread up onto the jig portion there, close to the eye. Put in our shepherd's hook. Cutting the corner of the bag of your zero gravity allows you, I'm sure that a lot of you have seen this trick, but especially with this dubbing, it is super messy. If you open it from the top, it goes everywhere. This gives you really nice clumps and it makes it a little easier to work with. So we'll stack that in our dubbing loop. Spread that out. We're gonna add just a little bit more. Like so. Then go ahead and start spinning that. And we'll go ahead and hit that with our brush. Get some of those trapped fibers out. So at this point, same kind of concept. We're going to pull those fibers to one side. We're going to fill in this gap right behind the lead eyes with 2 or 3 wraps. And then go ahead and figure 8 this dubbing loop through the eyes, cleaning up our tracks, filling in the head, and then 1 wrap there in the front. Bring your thread, same concept, capture, 2 behind, 2 in front, locking that in. Trim out your extra, kind of pull those fibers back so we can create a little bit of a nose here. clean this up just a touch. And then we can come in and whip finish. And then trim that out. And then we'll bring our brush in one last time. Pick out those fibers. And then brush them in. The zero gravity adds to the whole color fade, dark, medium, light as it goes through. But then also when this fly gets wet, as you can see in this one here, the zero gravity wants to kind of cling to the that kilowatt fiber and kind of makes it look, a very seamless looking head all the way through there. But this bug is called the bucket and run, hence for swinging. So, but awesome colors. I mean, there's, like I said, 10 new colors. I mean, electric purple, there's fuchsia, there's pinkle, there's shrimp pink, there's yellow, the two that I tied with here, UV, and then a bunch of other ones that you can kind of play with and do this here. This weekend, when this tutorial comes out here, we are going to have a BOGO sale on the site. Look for it, email, social media. It's a buy one, get one free on all of our kilowatt material. I'm going to go through the whole speech of please give it a like, subscribe, all that. It helps out a ton, and you can find more tutorials like this on YouTube here or on our website. So I appreciate you a ton, and happy time.